Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl and welcome to my studio. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the beautiful Gillian Crochet Shrug. This shrug features a super simple construction technique of turning any rectangle into a fitted shrug. The lace rectangle is worked side to side from the center out. The short sides are sewn to create sleeves, and the collar is worked around the perimeter by working into the end of each row. This pattern comes in 5 different sizes. You'll need to download your pattern or pre-order my newest book, Layers Crochet. You'll need number 4 worsted weight yarn. This is Be So Tender yarn, which is 100% organic cotton. You can order that on my website. You'll also need a size J hook, which is 6 millimeter. Let's get started. To begin, we're going to work foundation ovals to create the back center spine of the project. Then for the first half, we'll work in one direction from the foundation ovals, and then in the second half, we'll work in the opposite direction of those same foundation ovals. I like to use different size foundation ovals depending on the project. So in this project, the foundation oval begins with a chain 5. You want to tie your yarn to your crochet hook and chain 5. Then we're going to work a treble crochet into the 5th chain from your hook. When counting back, do not count the loop on your hook. You want to count back 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Treble crochet is yarn over your hook 2 times, insert your hook into the specified stitch or chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook. Make sure you watch the video on how to make a treble crochet in my stitch library, where I show you left hand, right hand, and slow motion instruction if you need a little refresher on this stitch. Our first foundation oval is complete. You notice we have one side of the oval is the chain, the other side is the treble crochet, and then we have this space in the middle. This is considered one foundation oval. To continue, we're going to make another foundation oval, chain 5, and do the same thing we did for the first foundation oval. We're going to work a treble crochet into the 5th chain from our hook, not including the loop on our hook. That's the working loop. Count back 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yarn over twice, insert your hook in the space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you want to continue doing this for however many foundation ovals are required for the size of the shrug you're making. And this is what a row of foundation ovals will look like. The Gillian Shrug comes in 5 sizes, but if you're modifying this pattern for any reason, you want to do your foundation ovals in a multiple of 2 plus 1. So we have 1 repeat, 2 repeats, plus 1 for our reduced size for the tutorial. Row 1 begins with a chain 4, which counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. We're going to skip the first foundation oval, and in the next foundation oval work 7 double crochets. Double crochet is yarn over your hook, insert your hook in the space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We now have 2 double crochets in this oval. We want to do 5 more. Chain 1, double crochet in the next foundation oval, chain 1, 7 double crochets in the next foundation oval, chain 1, and double crochet in the last foundation oval. This is what the end of the first row should look like. Row 2 begins with a chain 3 that counts as a double crochet. Turn your work and work a double crochet in that same stitch. Chain 1, skip 2 of the next 2 double crochets, and in each of the next 3 double crochets work 1 double crochet each. Chain 1. In the next double, or skip the next 2 double crochets. In the next double crochet, work 1 double crochet, chain 3, and 1 double crochet. Chain 1, skip the next 2 double crochets. In each of the next 3 double crochets, work 1 double crochet. Chain 1. In the last double crochet, we're going to work 2 double crochets. But remember, we started with a chain 4. So the chain 4 counted as 3 chains for the double crochet and 1 for a chain 1. So you want to make sure you work into the third of the 4 chains to count as the double crochet position. Work 2 double crochets in that chain. This is what the end of row 2 should look like. Row 3 begins with a chain 3. Turn your work, and you want to work 3 double crochets in the space between that first and second double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1 double crochet, work 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1 double crochet, or actually skip that double crochet and that one, and then in the next chain 3 space, we're going to work 7 double crochets. Chain 1, in the middle of those 3 double crochets, we're going to double crochet in the center one only. Chain 1, and then in the space between the last 2 stitches, we're going to work 4 double crochets. And this is what the end of row 3 should look like. Row 4 begins with a chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. Turn your work, work a double crochet in the next stitch. Skip the next 2 stitches, work a double crochet, chain 3 double crochet in the next stitch. Skip the next 2 stitches, work 1 double crochet each in the next 3 stitches. Skip the next 2 stitches. In the next stitch, work double crochet, chain 3 double crochet. Skip the next 2 stitches and work 1 double crochet each in the last 2 stitches. That's what the end of row 4 should look like. Row 5 is a repeat of row 1, but it's working in a previous row stitches, not into foundation ovals. So row 5 begins with a chain 4, which counts as a double crochet chain 1. Turn your work. In the next chain 3 space, work 7 double crochets. Chain 1, work 1 double crochet into the center of the 3 double crochets. Chain 1. Work 7 double crochets in the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, skip the next stitch and double crochet in the last stitch. And that's what the end of row 5 should look like. You want to repeat rows 2 through 5 for the remainder of your project, following the pattern to make sure you achieve the right size. Then I'll show you how to work into the opposite side of the foundation ovals. I repeated rows 2 through 5 one more time for our reduced size sample, and now I want to show you that to work the second half of your shrug or your rectangle, you're going to turn your work around to work into the opposite side of the foundation ovals. And besides that, you're going to be doing exactly what you did for the other half of this project. So you want to tie your yarn to your crochet hook and slip stitch to join into the first foundation oval. Then you're going to chain 4, which counts as a double crochet, chain 1, which is what we did in the opposite side, and we're going to work 7 double crochets into the next foundation oval. Chain 1, 1 double crochet in the next foundation oval. Chain 1, 7 double crochets in the next foundation oval. Chain 1, and 1 double crochet in the last foundation oval. So now we have our opposite side of the shrug begun. We've worked into both sides of our foundation oval, so now you want to repeat rows 2 through 5 until you have the exact number of rows completed on this side that you did on the previous side. Whether you download the pattern individually or the ebook version of it, they are going to come with the written instructions as well as a chart that shows you not only where the foundation ovals are, but how to work in them into both directions for the 4-row repeat pattern. And then it also comes with a detailed schematic that's going to show you what to do with that rectangle once you've completed it, including all the sizes for all 5 sizes of the pattern. And what you're going to do is take this rectangle and you're going to fold it in half this way. And so this is a smaller version of the regular. I'll show you a photo of the full-size one as well. But you're going to fold the short ends in half and sew up to create the arms and then leave the opening in the center for the armholes. And I'll show you that on the schematic so you can see where it's listed how much you sew and how much you leave open for those openings. Here we go. So it shows you on here how much to sew, how much to leave open for the sleeve, and then how much to sew again. And here it is on the finished shrug as well. So we had our rectangle and we fold it in half on the short side and sewed up that short edge, leaving the opening for the sleeve. Then next I'm going to show you how you make this really simple edging and join it as you go to the existing shrug. So what you're going to do, imagine that this is already sewn on the 2 sides. So what you're going to be doing is working along the end of rows of the rectangle. You won't be working into the short sides at all, just those end of rows. And you're going to start by tying your crochet hook to any end of row. And what's so simple about doing this type of perpendicularly joined edging to something along the end of row side is that each end of row gets a slip stitch and that's it. So whichever one you join into, it doesn't matter. You want to slip stitch into any end of row. And we're going to chain 13. Skip the first 3 chains and double crochet in the 4th chain from your hook. And double crochet in each chain across. Okay, so we slip stitched into this end of row, so now we're going to slip stitch into the next end of row, chain 3, and slip stitch into the next end of row. So we're working up 2 rows, turning our work, and we're going to work into the back loop only of those double crochets we worked on the previous row. So you want to skip those last 2 slip stitches that you made. They don't count as stitches. We're only working into the double crochets and working into the back loop only, and you want to work across the entire row. Okay, we're going to do the next row, chain 3, turn our work. Chain 3 counts as our first double crochet, so we'll skip the first stitch and work double crochet through the back loop only of each stitch across. That last one can be a little hard to find sometimes. You might need to dig to get to it. Okay, so now we're ready to join into the next end of row. So that would be this one here. Chain 3, slip stitch into the next end of row, Then turn our work. And if you're confused about where the double crochets are versus the slip stitches and the chains, if you look back to the last row, and you can even count across the stitches to make sure, it's this stitch right here. So we're going to turn it towards us so we can see both loops of it to work a double crochet into the back loop only. So what's so great about this technique is not only are you making that collar edging, but you're also joining it as you go. And you can see no sewing involved, it's just getting joined and evenly joined along. I'll show you that on the full-size sample again. You can see how beautifully that is joined to the body of the project. And then when you do that same technique on the sleeves, you'll be doing it into the last row of the project. So you want to slip stitch into every third stitch. The end of rows are the equivalent of 3 stitches, so when you're slip stitching into the next end of row, so to speak, it'll be every third stitch. Follow the link in the video description to download the Gillian Crochet Shrug or my newest ebook, Layers Crochet, and you can also order Be So Tender yarn, which is my worsted weight organic cotton yarn. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you in the next video. For those of you that don't know me, I am an author, designer, entrepreneur, single mom, and a teacher. I hand dye and sell many beautiful yarns. I'm the author of dozens of crafting books and hundreds of free patterns. Have you seen my YouTube channel? There you can find hundreds of how-to videos on knitting, crochet, crafting, cooking, DIY, jewelry making, and so much more. I also host a live stream podcast on my YouTube channel 6 days a week. You can join me live at sunrise at the beach. It's so much fun. It is called Create, Share, Inspire Podcast. I do hope you can join us. Ask me anything live. It's a lot of fun. I also have a charity, Project Kristin Cares. A portion of every sale from my brand supports survivors of domestic violence. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.